I know all of us have had that experience of looking around at people doing cool stuff and being like, "Oh my gosh, like I wish I had gotten on that train earlier." Choo choo. Like this is the train. Come aboard.
I'm really excited about this next session because it will really dovetail nicely into the conversation we just had with Gina, where Tom, who's co-founder and chief product officer of Mighty Networks, and Jane, who's the VP of marketing, are going to come on and show you a little bit about Mighty, the platform, and show you what we are, what we've just launched, and what we're about to launch, and how we're thinking about the product. So I'm excited to welcome Jane and Tom to the stage today.
Hello. Oh, we got a little trifecta going on here.
Look at us. How are you
Mm,
guys doing today?
I'm doing great. Tom, you got a little mute button. Come on.
I gotta unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you gotta have one. If you have three people, one of them has to be muted. I feel like that's a law.
That's the way it is. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hop off here in just a second, but excited for you all to show everybody what Mighty looks like, and again, what we've just released, which is some really exciting stuff. And we've actually been having creators in mind for a lot of what we've released in the last little bit, and then for you all to talk about what we're going to the future. So I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I'll be in the background in the chat, but I'll leave you to it, and looking forward to the session with you all.
Great. Get
Great.
out of here. We got this. Hi, Tom.
Hi. Exciting
Welcome.
to be here. Yeah.
I'm stoked. So here's how this is going to work, you guys. I am going to kind of ground you in the basics while, yes, QC Daryl takes a well-deserved break for the first time in like 18 hours. So I'm going to ground you in the basics of a Mighty network, and I'm going to pull up my presentation. And then Tom is going to come back on and talk about what we've just built. So you can just see
Yeah.
like how fast we've been moving and innovating in this space. And then he's going to talk about what we're about to build. So it's like past, present, future. And then we'll answer some questions. Does that sound good to everybody? Okay. I'm like, if you haven't been in a live with me yet, like we got to have the chat popping. I feed off your energy. And Mishra's asking about your
My
your
garden. My garden is awesome. I'm not there right now. I'm actually visiting my mom right now. So I'm not with my garden. It's beautiful though. Summertime.
thriving.
It's
And I
thriving.
have my presentation. I think our backstage team is just going to pop it up. There we go. Okay. So I know some of you here are Mighty hosts for a long time. I always feel like it's still valuable to talk about the basics. Yes? Yes. Okay. Let's go. The first thing you want to know is that a Mighty network is made out of spaces. Spaces are the building blocks. And I want to touch on something Gina said about scale. Mighty Networks is designed to help you scale. It is extremely flexible. So I'm going to take you through some of the spaces you can have and how you can use them. And if you're leaving this session, this preview with Tom and I thinking, oh my gosh, there's so many things I could do. Where do I start? You're going to want to come back for my session. I'll teach you 4 principles and the simplest way to get started. So we're going to show you a lot. We're going to get you really excited. And then I'm going to give you some really clear next steps and some do's and don'ts around getting started. So your building blocks in a Mighty network made out of spaces. What are spaces? Well, they are things that can hold features and people. And those features allow your people to share their ideas, their experiences, and their stories, as Gina has reiterated. And what could those features look like? Well, you could have a feed, right? If you are coming to us from a Facebook group and this is your world, this is a great feature for you because it's familiar, but without the algorithm, without, grandma's birthday party and someone's new puppy in front of your discussion in your group that you want to have. So the feed, I'm going to play that again. The feed can have comments, it can have reactions, it can have great polls and questions for somebody who was like, well, can I have kind of like a newsletter situation with Mighty? If you want to be posting content and have your members post content, the feed is a great option. You might also want to have chat in a space, right? So if you're thinking about more like real-time conversation, right? We're online there together, we're chatting, there's threaded replies, there's emoji reactions. If you're used to being in like a Slack or a WhatsApp or a Discord, you can think of this as kind of a more elevated, branded version of that. Maybe you want to get people together, kind of like we're doing right now. Well, you can have events in a space. You could have events in person. You could have events that are online, like we're doing now. People can RSVP, they can comment. You can go live in a Mighty Network, which I'll show you, or you can have like a group call like this too, right? It doesn't have to be about someone presenting out, it can be about, let's just get you together here. Christine just said, I can't see what's on the screen. Hopefully the rest of you are seeing this. Confirm. I'm going to assume yes, because try refreshing, Christine. You could also have a course in a space. We just released this. Tom will talk a little bit about this. We have this beautiful gallery for your courses. Almost feels like you're browsing Netflix. If you're like, oh, I want my courses to kind of pull people in and engage so they can meet other people, you want to have them look freaking awesome. And this is what that can be, right? So I have my course happening, somebody clicks in, they're taking the course, they're watching the video, and then we have these comments where people are learning together. And you can also host content in a space in a different way, right? So maybe you want to have a page that's like a welcome page. Hey, this is what we're doing here together. This is how you can contribute. This is how we show up for each other. Can even have a welcome checklist in your Mighty Network like you see here. Or maybe you want to have a page that's talking about a badge you're giving out, how gamification works in your Mighty Network. Just a great place to put some content where you want to tell people about something specific. Often we'll encourage you to have a welcome page. If you go into any of our communities that we run, you'll see one of those to just ground people in what we're all doing here together. And then in any of those spaces or in your entire community, you can go live. You can go live. So kind of like what we're doing here, but it's with the people in your community. I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use this feature in our workshop, but going live is a great way to feel like you're all in here together. Like I think it was Victoria in the chat who said, oh my gosh, I've learned so much from the chat here. There's a beautiful chat. You're talking. You can have up to 9 people on screen. Going live is a great way for everybody to feel like, wow, this is our place. We're in the same space here together. So those are some of the features you can have in a space. There's a few more, but those are some of the features you can have in a space. So hopefully now you're like, okay, I kind of get what this is. I can build an experience here for people in my Mighty Network by having a few of these different spaces. Now, Gina already talked about people magic, which is one of the major ways that Mighty is going to be different from anything else you find out there. Another way we're different is the fact that you can have one feature in a space or multiple. So you can create a really cohesive, focused experience for people. And I'll show you what I mean. So we'll go back to that chat space I showed you. You can see up here, there's a chat, and then right over there, recipe ideas. And that's going to take the member of this space to a course or content around different recipes. Maybe it's a feed where people are sharing recipes. You can combine any of those features. So if you've heard about the concept of a cohort-based course where, hey, I want to have some content, but I really want to encourage people to learn together, share their stories, what's working, what's not, that's when you might want to have a space with the course material and some sort of community component like a chat, like a feed, like events in the same space. And we see that when done well, this can really increase engagement because people are in this experience together. All right. And the other thing you want to know, and remember, I mean, I hope you're furiously taking notes. I'm just kidding. There will be a replay. I'm going to go over all of these basics again to kind of lead into my workshop. So We will go over this again, but there are also these global features that basically roll up everything in your Mighty network. So when we were talking earlier about, hey, we built this so you can scale, this is key to making it really, really easy as you add things in and try new things and workshop to make it super easy for people to see everything that's going on, including all the people in your Mighty network, all the people. So we have a global members tab. You're going to see that when you create your Mighty network. We have it on for you by default. And it's a place for people to see who's a member near me, who's a new member, who's similar to me, and start to explore delightfully, I might add, those connections in your Mighty network. We put people first because it all comes back to the interactions, the connections your members are having with each other. And Tom's going to share more great things to come around this People Explorer and how it works. So you can build it, you can brand it. As I was going through those examples, did you notice that they all kind of looked different? They all had their own feel, their logo, their flavor, their colors, because it's yours. It's your Mighty network. It is your brand. And even on Mighty Pro, you can have your own branded custom app, right? You can build it, brand it. It's your community, it's your culture. Fill it with awesome people. Give them space to share their stories, their experiences, their ideas, and you can charge for it. So Tom will share a little bit more about payments and checkout because this has been a focus of ours in the last couple months and is going to continue to be so. But as Gina said earlier, people pay attention to what they pay for. So this ability to charge is really critical, not just for you and your revenue, but also so people pay attention and get the best results they can, right? And we see that actually paid Mighty networks have higher engagement than free or freemium. You got skin in the game. You got skin in the game. And so just a few things around charging. You can have a monthly plan, annual. You could do a custom installment plan. You can have a promo code. Lots of flexibility here to bring people in. And Ashley, girl, I see you. Ashley says, I'm overwhelmed with the basics. Ashley, you are going to leave today, the next session, with it dialed in. You are going to know exactly how to start, and it's going to be more basic than the basics. But we just want to give you the info, but do not fret. I have got you. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Tom because there is much more to come, and he can talk about kind of how we've shaped the product in the last few months and where we're going to take it from here.
All right. I thought maybe I should wear some sunglasses so I would look really cool with this background. And then also the future is very bright. I get to show you some really cool stuff. I know that's why I had a kid so I could do dad jokes. Let me get my slides up here.
Tom, I know you built it and designed it, but does it feel pretty cool, like seeing it out there and all these folks reacting to how awesome it looks?
Oh, absolutely. It is super exciting. Like, and that's the thing that I think I really want to show off today. And what I'm excited about is I get to show off not only just all the work we've done, but the crazy thing is we've done all this work in just the last few months. So what I'm going to show you is like, that's just in the last few months. Imagine where we're going. It's super exciting. So I'm assuming you can see my slides now. What have we been up to? So like I said, the last few months, we've just been barreling through a ton of awesome features, really with creators in mind, with people who want to make their content look amazing, look beautiful. And we want to make the connections between people and the way they find each other and interact together just really stellar. So first thing, Jane mentioned a lot of these things, and so I'm going to rehash them. I'm just going to give you a little peek into like how they work a little bit. Installments, pretty self-explanatory, right? You can now set up just having installments on you can now have installments with the installment price and the number of installments. And then you can compare that to a one-time price. So you can set up prices really easily. Pretty awesome, pretty clear what that does. Sorry, one sec. Oops. Okay, so pretty awesome. This is how that looks on mobile. We've got the pricing here on the top. You can see looks really great. You can compare the two. You can buy what you want. So that's you have an obviously great experience buying, an easy way to set this up. Intervals. So with intervals, you now can charge not just for a subscription, not just monthly, but you have this whole world of new options with daily, weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly, quarterly, twice a year, annually. So now imagine you have a really like intensive mastermind. It's going to go every week. There's like, you all meet together and you have this like kind of session together, and you want to charge per week and let people kind of subscribe for 3 weeks or 5 weeks. And that doesn't quite fit in a full month subscription. Charge for that. Maybe daily. Maybe you do coaching and it's like daily coaching. I don't know. You now have the options and the flexibility, and that's what we believe in. And then how does that show up? If I show up here and I have a comparison plan, you don't always have to have the two options. But here I can see I have buying weekly or buying quarterly. Promo codes. Here you see that I have the promo codes. This is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think anyone really doesn't understand how promo codes work, but the whole idea is you can set up a code, get a discount on plans as they go forward. It's pretty clear. You can put the code in, put the internal note, kind of like, so you know what this is all about, how long, the discount type, how much. All kinds of awesome options. And then when somebody's checking out, it's pretty clear. You just stick in that code and get a discount. Can apply to any plan. It's very easy to do. Super huge win. Remember, just in the last few months, we built all this. Google Pay and Google Pay and Apple Pay. So now you show up on the checkout experience, and depending on the device you're on, Smart gives you the option for Google Pay or Apple Pay. I personally use this stuff all the time. Once Apple Pay kind of became ingrained in my life, I don't even pull out my credit card anymore. I think everywhere I go, I just use Apple Pay. Every time I'm checking out online, it's so easy. So that just makes converting people, getting them to pay, just easy and smooth. So they don't have to, oh, well, I got to go find my credit card. And then guess what? They pause. They don't buy the thing. They don't go forward. Reactions. Jane showed these, but we are a big believer. Look at those. I mean, they're awesome. They're everywhere. We're a big believer in human connection, and humans are emotional creatures, and we like to interact. And I don't care if you have a network that is about VPs aspiring to become CEOs, or you have one about people kind of overcoming the grief and loss of a loved one. People both are happy and sad and angry and all of the emotions in all of those networks. It doesn't matter what your network is focused on. They're humans. And giving people a range of ways to express without having to write words, to just express a thought or give a bit of emotion back, is super fun. And this is, I think, core to who and what we believe, is that should be celebrated, and it should be fun, and it should be easy. Okay, so we rebuilt our old way of kind of showing content over the top of the kind of main structure of the Mighty Network was with a flyout, and we rebuilt the flyout into a like really beautiful experience. Jane showed a little bit of this. I'll show you again here. Just let it load. It takes a second. So yeah, a whole new layout. But you see here, I go down and I look at this article here in this feed, and I pop it open, and you see a beautiful kind of two-sided content. You have the main content on the left, you have comments on the right. And what we wanted to do is bring that conversation to the fore, make it obvious that this is also not just about that article, but it's about the conversation, because that's what you want to encourage in your Mighty Network, is not, or in any community, right? Like, the software should be encouraging people to comment, to interact. We're going to, in the near future, give you a way to turn off comments altogether if you want to just have content that's just read only. But, comments are core to the whole idea of people and interaction. But also, when you're reading, if a person wants to, they can just hide those comments and get a more focused view, which we also love. And the equivalent on mobile, we have a little pop-up that comes up. We're cleaning this up. This is kind of coming very, very soon, but just a cleaner view of the article, and then cleaned up comments as well on mobile. The comments, by the way, are looking really great, and there's more to come, but we've been hard at work at making those comments robust and rich and beautifully sized and exciting to look at. New courses. So this one's very, very exciting. Look, so this is how the course kind of comes. This is how it came forever. It was just this basic list. We all know what this is. We've seen these a million times online, and they're fine. And as a list of resources or something, this is fine. But as a course that you want to engage people with, maybe not quite. Now, we did pull out this progress card to make even this, if you are tracking progress, which you can do. You can track people. You can have things unlock in succession. You can do all kinds of stuff with the course. And we wanted to pull out and make that really obvious and pretty, even though it's still basic. But then obviously, the world is video, right? And most courses are video. And if they're not video, there are still images, and images are compelling, and they make people want to interact and click. And so we've reimagined the way the course should look, and really focused on making it feel like modern media. And I think that that's pretty apparent here. And when you open up that video, or that one of those, you click on one of those videos, we go into the flyout that I talked about before. Now the video plays, and you can have all the videos on the left, so you can stay immersed in this experience. Once you go in and start watching a video, you just watch one to the next, to the next, to the next. And that makes the whole experience much more kind of easy to consume. Now, it also has to look great on mobile. So it is our philosophy that the mobile apps need to be as stellar as the web. That's how people interact. You might be creating on the web, and a good percentage of people use the web as well, depending on the network and what it's about. But we want the mobile app experience to be amazing as well, and it deserves to be. And we're working hard on that. And then, just like Jane said, look at the difference here. This is the same layout, the same thing, but because of the customization that we spend a lot of time making sure is awesome, you get to tune the experience, the look and feel of these experiences to your brand. And that makes this immersive. It makes it all about your brand, the thing that you're doing. And you can see just the difference in tone and feeling depending on how you set up. And we have all that configuration built in. Multi-factor auth. Now, this might not seem very exciting, but it is very useful if you need it. And the whole idea here is you can use an authenticator app. This is becoming more and more common now. You scan the QR code, and then to sign in, you have to enter that code. Now, once you sign in with that code, you don't have to keep signing in every time with the code. But once that authentication has been done, we have a better chance of this being a secured account. And why do you want to do that? Well, because some things, there's a lot of money coming through Mighty Networks. A lot of money is flowing through, and a lot of hosts make millions of dollars, and you kind of want to secure your account in that case, right? Because some of those people have access to those dollars and to the way that those dollars flow. And so we wanted to make that secure. You can turn this on optionally, and you can turn it on for just you and your fellow hosts. What we call hosts are kind of the admins of that network, or you can turn it on for all your members if you have something that you need to be super secure about. Chat with co-host. We are real big believers in just making AI useful for people. Chat with co-host. Co-host is our kind of AI that helps in a Mighty network, and it's going to get more robust and have all kinds of new features to help you and to help your members thrive and help the network run smoothly and without you having to do anything at all. And here's a good example of just making a quick change that really does make a difference. You can now chat with co-hosts and you can ask questions. Go ahead and ask it like recommendations for how much to charge for your mastermind. And these are the kinds of things you can ask, and it will pull up strategy. We've fed it all kinds of interesting information that we have access to and data that will help it give you good results. Many more automations. So I'm just going through these because they're awesome. And again, just in the last few months. Automation, you set up a trigger, something happens in your Mighty network, like somebody buys a course, an action, you can combine those. So an action is you send them a welcome message, a DM. It can be anything you want. Here are the triggers that we had going into the last few months. We've added all of these, super robust and powerful, really useful, all of these. And then we have these actions. Not as many actions because there's not as many things you need to do. Lots of things can trigger these actions, and I think that's fun. But we did add one fun action. You can now pull up a modal just like this one. So that will pop up depending on whatever triggers it, right? I join the network, a modal pops up for me. Video, image included. Also, you can add confetti because we're fun here, and that's fun to do. And so all of that was done while we were making the largest change to the look and feel of Mighty in years. We completely rebuilt our design system to deliver all of these experiences faster, to make it more robust and easier for us to get more features into your hands that you need. So Jane showed off this. You can see a full new layout. The left side has, or you can see this full kind of wraparound color. The left side menu has this kind of transparency that lets some of that color come through. You can see, you can really tune the look and feel of a network. And this right bar now, secondary column with featured section, that's always awesome now. You can have a featured section with posts that are pinned, but at the same time, the feed is always fresh with the newest and latest things. So those things aren't competing anymore. You have an awesome featured section pulled out and some awesome polls. We've updated feed cards and everything. The member explorer, this is another, again, it's all about having fun and interacting with people, and awesome profiles. Best in the business. These are beautiful. We're very proud of our profiles. Also, stellar chat. And we recently added this right column that shows you the recent people that have shown up. And this is dynamic. It will move up and down depending on who's showing up and who's commenting. And also, as people use emojis, those will show up on top of their avatars there on the side. And then we reimagined the way the navigation works on the mobile app. There's a lot more to come on the mobile apps. We're very excited about the new changes. And when iOS 26 hits in September, we will not only be ready, the app will look fully refreshed. It's going to look awesome. We're doing some really good work right now to prepare for that, and I'm very excited. So it will look like the newest thing and the greatest thing. All that we've done. But what's coming next? Here's the thing, is that we have a fantastic platform, more million-dollar communities than any other platform in the world, or community platform. We built, in large part, those networks are successful because we have built the kind of customization robustness in management, and flexibility and kind of brand and style that they need. And we've made running a Mighty Network easier and easier, and they're very successful. And these features we just built make the content look awesome, make the interaction look great. The thing is, they're all kind of focused inside of the network, right? They're all about the things that you use inside of the network, kind of internally focused. We also need to look outside. We need to change our kind of perspective and look outward. How do we get more members into a Mighty Network? How do we help you have the tools you need to get more people in? So we have spent a lot of time starting to build the kind of groundwork for some of the most important features we'll be releasing. One of them is, while we've been doing all this other stuff, we are going to be rolling out the largest change to plans and privacy and access control since the beginning of Mighty Networks. A huge change. Tons of opportunities are kind of benefits from this change. Too many to enumerate, and they're kind of, some of them very technical. But I want to give you one example because it really is awesome. So we've seen a Mighty Network. It's made of spaces, right? And over here on the left side, you have this menu of the the spaces. They're all kind of lined up here. You can see them. You can interact in those. But if you're brand new to this network, this community, and you see all these spaces, this might be like a little much. Maybe you just like, it's too much for you to start with. Or maybe you just want, in this case, maybe I just want to have my events public to the whole world while the rest of my Mighty Network is kind of private or locked down, or you have to pay for access. But I want everyone to see my events. Okay, so it used to be impossible to do this. You would have to get somebody into the network. It was kind of a little convoluted. There were a lot of layers you had to build, and it was complex. We have made it possible now that you could make a space completely open to the world. Somebody can come in, join that space, not join the full network, just have access to the events, be able to RSVP, get notifications when those events are about to start, have access to all that information, and never have to be part of the whole community. And then in any of these experiences, you can upsell them and try to get them to go into the full experience. And I'm going to show you more about that. But this unlock will have big ramifications for us into the future. Is really cool. Okay. So how else can we get more people in? So that's one way. That's kind of like expose some of those spaces to people outside, give them a link to it. They can join. That's great. The landing page. We've had kind of a simple landing page for a long time. We're believers in building the right things natively in the platform that are useful tools for you. We do believe that sometimes you just need the basics for those experiences. You don't always need the most robust thing possible. The landing page is a good example. You might not need a Wix level or a Squarespace level website builder to build your landing page to just show off what's in your network. If you do, we play nice. We give you the right links. You can connect into the network wherever you would like. That's all fine. But we wanted to give people at least a really simple and solid landing page experience that was useful, that was flexible, and that did the job if you just need the basic thing. And sometimes the basic thing just works really well. And so we wanted a very testable and easy to use system. So let me show you how that is going to work. What's nice about this is it is very easy to use. So here's what the landing page will look like. And I'm right now in the editor. So just to make it clear, this bar at the top shows me I'm editing my landing page. And here below is the landing page itself. You see, as I hover on any one of these sections, I get some tools. We're going to give you a bunch of different sections. They're all configurable. You can drag and drop them. You can, customize them a whole bunch. And let me show you how that will work. You just click on one, open up a panel where you have all of the settings. that you need for that section, and you can adjust things as you would like. And when you're done, you just click done, and there you go. And you'll be able to publish a landing page, and then you can pull off a kind of a draft of that landing page. If you want to make changes or you want to make a new one, you can do that while your other one is live, and you could spend days on rebuilding a new draft. And then when you're ready, you can publish and replace. And just a really easy to use, robust system. So very exciting. Okay, the checkout experience. Jane showed a little bit about this. We went and said, how do we just get the best in the business, the best, most converting experience for checkout? And we think we've achieved that. It gives you just the right amount of kind of reinforcing marketing opportunities to kind of tell people and remind them why they're buying the thing they're buying. There's going to be like the benefit list. We're going to be adding testimonials and other things so that you can just like lock that sale in. Really self-explanatory on the left, how you pick the options you need. The roll-up of like what you're buying is on the right. And I think everyone knows how to click pay and pay. So, and the button's really easy to find. So very exciting. We believe this will be highly converting based on data. What we want is this to be so self-explanatory that everyone understands and is very familiar with the experience. And it has to look great on mobile. And so we will do that. So the last thing I just want to show in my whirlwind tour here is the challenge funnel. So remember I showed you that space that what you could join and you were not a member of the full Mighty Network. That's a limited member. Like that person comes in as a limited member because they're just a member of that one space. Well, we want to take that and keep building on that, not just with this funnel, but with many funnels. Let me show you this. I'm ultra excited about this because I think this just really unlocks for everyone this opportunity to get more members in with simple, easy to understand experiences. So I say Modern Creator is my kind of fake network, faux network that I love. And it's a network for artists and that have to learn how to do the business side of art, right? Because it's easy to be an artist. You can understand business. You don't necessarily, doing both is hard. And so this is a place for you. Okay, so I want to set up a challenge, 5-day challenge to just learn to like get your business kind of set up in a good way. I've set up 5 videos and a little kind of follow-up quiz for people to take. I send them a link to this space. They come right here. They show up to the space. That network, all that stuff is gone right now. I'm just looking at one space. I want to join. I'm like, ooh, cool, right? I want to take this video. I click, just a sec, just add your email. So I have to just add my email. And when I do, it unlocks the video. Also, I have this new surface that shows up to kind of entice me into buying full access to the full Modern Creator. I don't have to do that right now. I can click and I can watch my video. That's awesome. I can just continue day after day watching my videos and taking my challenge. But now, like, I'm constantly kind of being advertised to for this awesome full access to the Modern Creator. And at the end of any of those videos, if I'm creating those, I'm going to add a little blurb at the end to say, hey, like, don't forget, join my full access to get way more awesome new things. So you can see how this is really easy to conceive. It's easy for a person to understand when they're coming in. It doesn't show them all those spaces and stuff when they're not ready for that. When I am ready though, and I'm like, I would love to get full access to more of this. I say, join a beautiful checkout experience like we showed before. Easy to do. I check out. I come back. Now I'm back into my Mighty Network. Now I have a few spaces over to the left, some other premium courses that I can take that I got with my membership, and a start here page. Like we said, pretty important if you're joining the whole thing, kind of tell people what you're all about. Okay, so then I want to continue, but what we do is now we just want you to complete your account. You've committed money. you're very apt to just finish up the last pieces here. I only shared my email to get started. I fill out my profile, I add my image. Uh, Now is that chance for the plans kind of questions to show up so I can gather data. People are very willing to fill this out because they've just paid some money and they want to get back to the thing they paid for. And they're willing to fill this out for you. And then you can gather all that data. Very useful for a million different reasons. Done. I'm in. I'm a full member now, and I can see now I have access to more things. I have access to those spaces, and I can change and go and explore the other things that I have access to. So that's the challenge funnel. And that is those are just some of the things that we're coming now, or coming soon. We have a lot more in the works. We have more funnel ideas that we're going to be very excited to show off. I just wanted to show you one, just tease the idea of where we're going. And like I said, in just a few months, we've revolutionized the whole platform, and we have so much more coming that I'm very excited for beyond what I've shown today. So I think that
I'm
that
here. Let's
it.
go. People are stoked. I love Chris saying, I'm on Kajabi and switching. Kajabi is so 2005. Chris, we're living in 2040 right now.
That's right.
We so
The
firmly
future.
believe it is the future. We are building it now so you can take advantage of it. I know all of us have had that experience of looking around at people doing cool stuff and being like, oh my gosh, like I wish I had gotten on that train earlier. Choo choo. Like this is the train. Come aboard. I think you'll see from people in the chat who have been with Mighty for a long time that we have been dialing in this idea of people magic, and we're going to take it all the way. So I'm just so grateful to those of you in the chat who have been with us for a long time and like still have that energy and excitement about where we go from here, because it's going to be epic. It's going to be
Yeah.
epic. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. Very exciting.
And now you're probably thinking, okay, so I'm in, I want to build all this stuff, but I got to have my people in there. How do I start with my first 30 members? And you're going to have Topper and Christy on our team coming up in, let's say we're going to have about a 5-minute break soon to teach you how to get your first 30 members. And what I love about what they're going to share is they work with some of the biggest creators on Mighty, and they work with people who are like, I have this idea. How do I take these playbooks and start this new venture and make it as successful as it could be? And I think between the two of them, they've made something like $45 million in the last year for these hosts they work with. So they're going to take that playbook and distill it down for you. And how do I get started with just 30 people to take it there? And then you can start layering in the funnels and all the awesome stuff that Tom showed you here. I'm curious, what was people most excited about? Tom, what's your guess? What do you think?
I really have no idea. I'm hoping. I think all of it is awesome. I
It's
mean,
pretty much all of it. Oh, and
probably a multi-factor auth. How about that?
it was definitely MFA. And actually, I will say plenty of fans
Are you a
in
fan? Okay, that's
plenty of
good.
fans
You
in
know why you
chat.
need it. That's great.
Yeah, for, secure, like, here's the thing, when you're bringing people together, you wanna feel it's secure,
It's
it's
awesome.
legit, like, I can put my name on this, and MFA, though I
Does
like to make fun of it, is a very important part of that.
I mean, look, the gallery view, or the grid view of lessons, that's amazing. Now being able to like have spaces that are outside of the network, where you can have access to that, limited memberships like that, and then those funnels. I think that this stuff is going to really make a difference for being able to get awareness and put things out into the world, funneling people into your network. So, I mean, if that's not awesome to you, like, that's, I'm sorry, but like, I think it's awesome.
We put it all on the line. We did our best. And
You
I'll
did.
say, actually, we have about a minute or so before we take a break before Topper and Christy. So I want to go back to the offer because we showed you a lot of things. If you are taking advantage of our offer, $199 for your first year on the community plan, here's what you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to have a Mighty network. You're going to be able to brand it beautifully with that beautiful top bar and the logo. It's going to look incredible. You're going to be able to have chat, feed, events. You're going to have gamification. You're going to be able to go live, and you're going to be able to do all of that payment stuff. So you want to have a discount code. You want to bring people into an event as a limited member and upsell them, all of that great stuff. And we're going to teach you how to do it in our challenge. And then when you want to level up and say, you know what, I'm ready to add a course, I'm ready to add a challenge, then you're going to want to move up to the courses plan where you'll also unlock automations. So you can start on the community plan. You're going to be able to do a ton with it. We are going to teach you how, and then you can level up and we will teach you how to use the courses plan and beyond. And Carolina, it's $199 for that first year. And then your second year, it renews at $498. And we're going to teach you how to get those members. So it pays for itself. Pays for itself with just a few members. And Chris, the offer is for the community plan, but talk to our team about the business plan and we will tell you what's up with that. All right. Are we ready for Topher and Christy? Or for a break, but then for Topher and Christy to get those first 30
You
members?
should be ready because they know how to make this work. And that's on the that's without all these, fancy new funnel future. Like they've made millions and millions for people. They know how to do it.
Yeah. And to put that in context, guys, we have had the most $1 million communities of any platform before all of the
That's
stuff
right.
Tom just
That's right.
showed you. So pretty excited about the fuel that is being put on the fire. All right, we are going to go to break. Grab your coffee, tea, water, soup. I don't know what time it is for you. And Topher and Christy will be up in around 5 minutes.
Right.
That's all. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.